go! Go the Cowboys! Woo!
Hey guys, Sean Media just want to do a big shout out to Rugby League Coffee Lounge. All the best this year, 2020.
Alright, oh yeah! Fuck!
Finally, the NBA season is upon us. We are 48 hours away. NBA season is just about here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the NBA 2023-2024 season predictions, preview, whatever you want to call it. Now, in case you guys do not know, I've done this last year as well. Bit of NBA content, basketball content, something a little bit different. Obviously, I am a big basketball fan. I do go for the Boston Celtics. So you guys can see, got the jersey on. We're ready to go. The season starts on Wednesday morning, so it's going to be fantastic. And I'm going to be bringing some NBA content to the channel. Something a little bit different. So it should be a little bit of fun. I might do some live streams on some Boston Celtics games. Obviously, it can be very hard here in Australia with the time zone. Some games will start at 10:30 in the morning. Some will be at midday. Some will be in the afternoons at like 1 o'clock. Some might even be as early as 8, 9 a.m. So the time zone can be tricky. But hey, if I'm not doing anything, then I'm going to try and stream. Now, I am actually free Wednesday and Thursday, so I might live stream the opener game between Denver and the Lakers, and then I might do the Boston-Miami game on Thursday. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But if you're new around here, guys, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. And also, just quickly, yours truly, Nick from Australia, has partnered up with NRL Lids, and if you want to get yourself an NRL cap, you can get one with a discount of 10%. All you got to do is just put in the code NFA. So NRL Lids, go on there right now. The link to their website is in the description box down below. Description box. Click on the link, buy yourself an NRL cap, and use the discount code NFA. Get 10% off. You'll be doing me a favor, and you'll be doing them a favor. So thank you very much. But yeah, you have to mind me. I mean, it's a very hot day here where I live. It was fucking 37 degrees today, and I think it's still around 29 degrees. So it's quite hot here. But let's get into the NBA season preview. Hello to the chat. Hello to Jason Reader. Hello to Jim the Chooks fan. Hello to Cody. Devils _Sai. Hope you're all doing well. Yes, bleed green. Yes. Well, Jim, I know you're a Boston fan, so I appreciate it, bro. But righto. Let's get into it. I'm gonna get the thing up on the screen. I've actually gone onto this website, and it's made it a lot easier for me. So we'll get it up. It's called Enjoy Basketball, I think it's called. So here we go here. So we've got all the teams in the Eastern Conference, and then obviously the 15 teams. And then in the Western Conference, it's got the exact same. So it just makes it a bit easier. There we go. It makes things a bit easier. So I hope you guys can see that. Apologies about the Wi-Fi. I see it's a bit unstable at the moment. The internet needs to improve, and it looks like it is slowly. So apologies about the damn internet. Oh, there we go. We're good to go. All right. We're going to start off with the Eastern Conference. We'll start with them, and then we'll move on to the West, and then we'll get to some of the other predictions. So we'll start bottom. Who do I think is going to come last in the Eastern Conference? Well, that is the Detroit Pistons. I don't really believe in them too much. I don't think they are going far this season. I think they're in for a really long year. So I think Detroit, unfortunately for them, I think they will end up last in the East. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Second last, I think it will be Washington. Washington, I think they're going to have a long year. They traded Bradley Beal. They traded fucking Porzingis. They traded a lot of players, a lot of good players, and they're not getting any better. So Washington will be down the bottom with Detroit. 13th in the East, I think will be the Charlotte Hornets. Again, not much going on there. Very similar to Detroit and Washington. Not much excitement going on there. You could probably swap all three of these in any order you wanted to. But for me, the Hornets, they're going to struggle. They're in for a very, very long season. But we'll have to wait and see. In 12th, Orlando Magic. I think they're going to go up a little bit. They're still going to suck, and they're still not going to be anything exciting. But I think there might be some parts this year where Orlando, they may go okay. So the Orlando Magic to end up in the 12th seed. The 11th seed, the team that I think is just going to miss out on the play-ins. And it's unfortunate because they have potential. In 11th, I'm going with the Pacers. I think the Indiana Pacers are just going to miss out on the play-ins. I would not be surprised if they did make it. Wouldn't be too stunned, but it's Halliburton. It's one-man show there at the Pacers. So I've got them coming 11th in the East. Now on to the play-ins. So the teams that are playing pretty much sudden death, trying to make it to the playoffs, take on the playoffs teams for 7 and 8 seed. 10th, I'm going to go with a team that no one's talking about, and that's Toronto. I think the Toronto Raptors are going to be somewhat okay this year. I think Scotty Barnes is going to be very valuable to how they go. Siakam's still there as well. So I think they have enough quality to get there. So we'll see. But yeah, I think the Toronto Raptors will do enough to make the play-ins. On to the 9th seed. Team that I'm not really keen on, Chicago. The Chicago Bulls. Levine, DeRozan, they'll be okay. I think they'll do enough to make the play-ins. They're not a threat at all. I think if they make the play-ins, they're probably going to get eliminated in the first round of the play-ins. So Chicago, look, I'm not too intimidated by them. I think they'll be mid and they'll make the play-ins. Nothing too exciting about the Bulls this season. They need to work out what their best team looks like. They still got some issues for me. 8th seed in the East in the play-ins. I think it will be Atlanta. The Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks. Trae Young. It's a one-man show there, isn't it? Trae Young. Atlanta Hawks, they'll be all right. I see some people have got them in the top 4 and in the Eastern Conference, 5th, 6th seed. I don't know about that. I'm just not sold on them until they actually do it. Then I'm going to sit back on them a little bit and, prove me wrong sort of thing. So Atlanta in 7th. Now, 8th, sorry. The 7th. The team I think that'll just miss out on the playoffs. The team I think that starts off the play-ins. I think it will be the Brooklyn Nets. Again, I think this will come down to Ben Simmons. I actually don't mind Brooklyn at all. I think they have a really good balance. Now, I'm not a big Ben Simmons fan. That might sound a bit strange as an Australian because pretty much the whole country, apologies about the Wi-Fi there, the whole country bows down to fucking Ben Simmons as he's a god or something. But I actually think Brooklyn are going to be okay. I think Ben Simmons is going to work. I think Brooklyn are going to be okay. I actually don't mind their team overall, so we'll see how the Nets go. But yeah, I've got them in 7th seed. I've got them in 7th seed. Now let's get to the play-ins. I mean the playoffs. Sorry, fuck me dead. The playoffs. The top six will be the New York Knicks. I don't mind the New York Knicks. I think Julius Randle is out for a good season. I think New York as a whole are going to be all right. They're definitely not a threat to the Eastern Conference at all, but I think they're a team that is good enough to make the playoffs. So the New York Knicks will be in the 6th seed for me. In 5th seed, I'm going to go with Philadelphia. Philly still got some issues, man. This whole fucking James Harden thing. Is he going to be in Philly? Is he going to be traded? What is going on? Not showing up to training or whatever. Philly are a bit of a mess at the moment, but I think they'll get it sorted. Hopefully they get it sorted soon. Joel Embiid will obviously dominate for them. Embiid will probably be in the MVP conversation once again. So, look, I don't mind Philadelphia. I think they're in for a good season, but they need to get the James Harden shit sorted out. So I've got Philly coming 5th in the East. 4th will be Miami. Miami made the finals last year. They haven't really done much in the offseason. I think them missing out on Damian Lillard is going to hurt. That is something that I think they are disappointed about. They wanted Dame, and they didn't get him. He ended up at Milwaukee, so that sucks for them. Miami, they're more of a playoff team. Like, they don't really care about regular season too much. Like, Miami could finish 7th or 8th, and they could still be dangerous come playoff time. So, I think Miami will do enough this year. I think they'll actually take the regular season a bit more serious. Home court advantage could be something that they could aspire to. So, I think Miami will end up in 4th in the East. They'll be out for a good year, the Miami Heat. Next team, Cleveland. I think Cleveland will be the 3rd seed in the East. I don't mind Cleveland. I think Darius Garland another year on will improve. I think Cleveland as a whole are going to improve a lot. Donovan Mitchell, another year on for him, he'll be good. Evan Mobley, I'm a big fan of. I think he'll have a good season. I think Cleveland as a whole are going to be pretty good in the regular season. So I've got them finishing 3rd in the East. 2nd in the East is my team, the Boston Celtics. Again, we have done a lot of trading in the offseason. We've gotten rid of Marcus Smart. We've done got rid of Robert Williams. We bought in Porzingis, bought in Drew Holiday. Our starting 5 looks absolutely devastating on paper. But the only thing that I am worried about as a Celtics supporter is I still think our bench has problems. We're going to have probably Al Horford on the bench, Peyton Pritchard. But outside of those two, we don't have much on the bench. So that concerns me a little bit. I do hope that we improve our bench as the season goes on. But, yeah, we don't have a good bench. So that is a little bit of a concern for me. But outside of that, I think we've got the best roster in the NBA. I really do. I think I think we're a big chance this year. I know there's been previous years where the Celtics have looked the best on paper before the season starts, but if you have a look at it offensively and defensively, yeah, we still need to work out our bench. Bench is still an issue, in my opinion. And number 1 seed, what the hell's happened there? Why has that happened? What the hell? We've got a problem here with this stupid thing. There we go. Milwaukee. I think the Bucks will be the number 1 seed in the East. I think Giannis. I think Damian Lillard. I think everything going on in Milwaukee. I think they are going to be the best team in the regular season. But honestly, you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen. I think the Bucks are going to have a good year. They're going to be hard to beat, man. Giannis and Dame as a combination is scary. Middleton, hopefully he stays healthy for the Bucks. It's a very, very scary team. So that's my Eastern Conference. Let me know what you think about my East. Now, let's get to the West. The Western Conference. I'll go a bit quicker with this one. So we'll start with the bottom. Western Conference. I got to go with the Portland Trailblazers, guys. Look, I like Portland. I've got a soft spot for them. I do like the Trailblazers, but I think they're going to be trailblazing to the bottom of the Western Conference. They're going to have a tough season, man. They haven't done much with their roster. They traded Damian Lillard, and they still look terrible. So I think Portland are fucked. They're in for a long year. They'll come last. Second last in the West will be the Houston Rockets. I've seen a few people rate them a little bit, but it's going to be tough for them. It's going to be a tough year for the Rockets, man. They don't have much going for them. Jalen Green will continue to improve, but they are still very young and they don't have much. So Houston will be 14th. 13th in the Western Conference will be the Utah Jazz. Utah were okay last year in periods. I thought Markkanen had a really good year for them, but it gets tougher for them because they still they don't look great. Utah do not look good going into this season. I think they're going to struggle. And if anyone has them in the play-ins, I'll be very surprised. I will be very surprised. So, yeah, Utah to be 13th. 12th. A 10 that everyone's blowing off. I mean, everyone's sucking them off. Oklahoma. Now, I get it. Oklahoma got Josh Giddey, and Josh Giddey's a weapon. But just relax on Oklahoma. I think they're going to improve a little bit, and I think they're going to go up a little bit, but I don't think they're ready for the play-ins or the playoffs. I just don't think they're that team just yet. In saying that, Oklahoma could be they could be what the Sacramento Kings were last year, and they could be the surprise packet, but I'm not sold on them just yet. 11th. Now, this is where everyone's going to get surprised. The Spurs. People are going to go, what the fuck? And Devils_side just pretty much said that in the chat. I like the Spurs simply because of Victor Wembanyama. Now, I know I've pronounced that name wrong, but you guys know who I'm talking about. The young Spurs rookie. I think he's going to be something special, man. I really do like him. I think the coaching of Greg Popovich is going to make this team actually improve a little bit. I think the Spurs are a team that are actually going to be on the rise this season. I was extremely tempted to put them in the play-ins. I really was, but I think the other teams are just a little bit better. I like the Spurs. I think Victor is going to be incredible for them, and I think the Popovich coaching is going to make them a really decent team, and I think they're going to go all right. So Spurs in 11th. They just missed out on the play-ins. Let's get to the play-in teams, and we're going to start with the Pelicans. I like the Pelicans a lot simply because of Brandon Ingram, Zion, CJ McCollum. Fuck, the Pelicans have got some potential. But the problem with the Pelicans is Zion can't stay fit, and then they lost Ingram last year to injury, and everyone got hurt. But before that, the Pelicans were a team that were on the rise, man. So if they can stay healthy, there's absolutely no reason why the Pelicans can't improve. So I've got him at 10th. They could even be higher than this, but we'll see. We will see. 9th. I'm going with Minnesota. The Timberwolves. I don't mind the Minnesota Timberwolves this year. I actually think they're going to go all right. I think if they can work out how Kat and Rudy Gobert can play together, if they can get that going, then I think they'll go all right. Minnesota. I think Anthony Edwards is going to have a big year. I think Anthony Edwards is that dude. I really do. I think Edwards is going to be a top 15 player by the end of the year. I really do. I think he's going to have a big season. So Minnesota Timberwolves, they are going to improve a lot this year, and they will make the play-ins. They'll be thereabouts. On to 8th, Memphis. I think they have fallen from grace a bit here, Memphis. Ja Morant's out for a fair while due to off-field incidents. Marcus Smart's a good addition to them. I think, they've still got Jaren Jackson there. But the big one, I think it broke this morning, actually. Steven Adams is out for the year, most likely, and that's a fucking huge loss. Originally, I had Memphis about 5th, but with that whole Steven Adams thing, and there's a lot of, Marcus Smart is a new addition, and Jar's not there for a while. I think Memphis might struggle a little bit this year, so I've got them in the play-ins. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. On to the Dallas Mavericks, so I've got them in 7th. A few people, even the great Shaquille O'Neal, the great Shaquille O'Neal reckons Dallas are going to win the whole thing, which I was genuinely shocked by when I saw that video the other day. Look, I think Dallas are going to be all right. I think Kyrie, I think Luka are still going to go well, but they don't have any defense. I think that's half the problem with the Dallas Mavericks. They just don't have any defense. So that's the reason why I've got them down in 7th in the play-ins. Now let's get to the playoffs. 6. The 6th seed will be the Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers. I think hopefully Kawhi Leonard has a healthy season. Same with Paul George. I think the Clippers will do good things if they are healthy. That there are rumors that they may trade for James Harden, which I think would make them a much better team. So, look, the Clippers are a team where healthy, they could be a contender, but I'm just not sold on them as a contender. I've got them as the 6th seed in the Western Conference. So we'll see what happens there. The 5th seed in the Western Conference will be the Golden State Warriors. I still have some concerns on the Warriors. They are not getting younger. Steph's getting older. Clay's getting older. Draymond's getting older. They just got Chris Paul. He's getting older. But I think if Chris Paul's going to win an NBA championship, this might be his absolute last chance. We said that when he was at Phoenix and when they lost the finals. And last year, we obviously thought that might have been their last chance. But Chris Paul going to Golden State might be his last chance to win a championship. Steph, Clay, Draymond, if they all stay healthy, they can do anything. Whether you like the Warriors or you hate them, you can't deny Steve Kerr's coaching, and you can't deny Steph, Clay, Draymond healthy. They are a fucking scary team. So Warriors, they'll be in the 5th seed, I reckon. 4th will be the Lakers. I think the Lakers have actually done well with their recruitment. They've got some shooting guards this year. I think LeBron and AD. Now, AD, please stay fit. For the love of God, AD needs to stay fit. If he stays fit, Lakers will go well. LeBron, again, a bit like Steph and the Golden State boys, not getting any younger. I actually don't mind the Lakers this season. I think they're going to be a lot better than what they were last year. They have to improve. They can't be what they were last year. Last year was a bit of a meh season for the Lakers. So, I think they're going to go all right this year. I've got them as 4th seed. We'll see how they go. Not that I like the Lakers. I can't fucking stand them, but I reckon they'll be 4th seed. On to 3rd, Phoenix. Phoenix Suns. In my opinion, the most overrated team going into this season. Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant. It's a big 3. But I think it's very overrated. It is very, very overrated. I don't believe Phoenix will even contend this year. I think they'll be a team that makes the playoffs comfortably and they'll look good. But I reckon they're going to go missing in the playoffs. I really do. I am not sold on the Suns. They talk about players. They talk about attack, but they haven't got any defense, which is the problem. They will get destroyed defensively. They'll get found out. And look, I think they'll be a good team, but I just don't think they have the defense to trouble a team like Denver. So we'll see how Phoenix go. I'm not sold on them, but they'll definitely be a top 4 team in the Western Conference. There's no doubt about it. On to the second team in the West, I think will be Sacramento. Again, they're a very good regular season team, but we saw in the playoffs last year, Sacramento finished third and went out the first round. The Warriors knocked them out. Have Sacramento learned from that? We'll soon find out. De'Aaron Fox is in for a big year, I reckon. Harrison Barnes, who I am a fan of, I would like to see him do more. But we'll see. Sacramento, I think they'll be a really good team in the regular season. Sabonis for a big year as well. And the number one team in what's going on here? The number one team in the Western Conference will be the Denver Nuggets. They will finish first. I think they'll be the best team in the Western Conference. They are the reigning champions as well. So everyone is gunning for them. But when you have the Joker, who I think is the best player in the NBA, Denver will be very hard to beat this year. So they'll be top seed in my opinion. All right. That's the ladder predictions and all that stuff out of the way. Let's get to some other predictions. Let's get to the Rookie of the Year. Again, I pretty much spoiled it before, but I think Victor Wembanyama, I can't even fucking pronounce his name. I do apologize. Victor Wembanyama, I think he'll be Rookie of the Season. I think he will have a phenomenal year at the Spurs. So for me, he will be the Rookie of the Year. Let's go to Most Improved. Most Improved Player of the Year. Most Improved is always tough, man. It's always tough to pick a Most Improved. But I'm going to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers power forward, Evan Mobley. I'm going to go with Evan Mobley as Most Improved. I think the Cavaliers are going to have a really good season. I've got him as the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. And I think Evan Mobley is actually going to explode this year. I'm a big fan of Evan Mobley, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes. We got a troll in the chat. We're not going to deal with them. We're going to kick them in the timeout. But yeah, Evan Mobley for Most Improved. I think he's in for a very, very big season. Now, just bear with me, guys. We've had an issue. Something's going on here. I didn't write down all the fucking topics. So let me just put that in there on the run. Defensive Player of the Year. Look, I think there's plenty of guys that could win this. But look, I'm going to go with Giannis. Giannis will be Defensive Player of the Season. I think he's the best defender in the NBA. I think Giannis and the Bucks defensively will be very good. I think you could argue a case for Drew Holiday at the Celtics. He could be a smoky. Joel Embiid could be a dark horse. Jaren Jackson as well from the Grizzlies. Draymond Green could even be a dark horse from the Warriors. But I'm going to go with Giannis as Defensive Player of the Year. But we'll see. We will see. Now on to Sixth Man of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year. I love the Sixth Man of the Year. Now, last year, I nailed it. I said Brogdon would be Sixth Man of the Year last year, so I nailed that, and I'm very happy with that prediction. But for me, Sixth Man of the Year, oh, gee, it's tough. It's tough. It's always tough. This might sound ridiculous, and I don't expect anyone to agree with this. I'm actually going to go with Chris Paul. Now, I think Chris Paul is going to come off the bench for the Warriors. And I actually do think Chris Paul could be a dark horse for Sixth Man of the Year. If he stays healthy and the Warriors go all right and the Chris Paul experiment works, I don't see why he can't win it. So, yeah, Chris Paul for Sixth Man of the Year. It's a bold one, but that's what I'm going to go with. It's what I'm going to go with. Right. Other predictions here that I've got written down. Hang on a minute, guys. We've got a fucking problem with this stupid thing. All right, here we go. Surprise team. Surprise team of the year. Look, there's plenty of options for this. There's plenty of teams that may surprise. For me, I think Brooklyn are going to be a surprise team, and they're going to make the play-ins and go really well. And the other surprise team, for me is going to be the Clippers. I think the Clippers are going to surprise everyone. Everyone keeps talking about the Clippers. Oh, they're gonna make the play-ins, and you watch right now. You watch the Los Angeles Clippers. They will make the playoffs. I guarantee it. They will be top 6 in the West. I am very confident on that. I believe if they are healthy enough, they will be there. And I'm telling you right now, you're sleeping on Kawhi Leonard. If Kawhi Leonard stays fit, there's no reason why they can't. I'm going to put you in timeout, York, because you're just talking nonsense. Who the fuck are the New York Kings? It's the New York Knicks and the Sacramento Kings. How can you stuff that up? That is absolutely shocking. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Yeah, look, I think in the Western Conference, I think the Clippers are going to be a surprise team. I reckon they're going to make the playoffs quite easily. And in the East, I think Cleveland. I think Cleveland are going to have a really good season, and they will do better than Miami and Philly. That's my other one, surprise team. Now, backwards team. I don't like doing this, backwards teams. Like, I don't like being negative towards teams, but teams that I see going backwards, I think the Memphis Grizzlies are going to go backwards. They've lost Steven Adams. Ja Morant can't seem to stop getting himself in trouble. And I think Memphis are a team that are starting to fall off a bit. So Memphis are going to go backwards again. They're going backwards this year. And the other team I think is going backwards is Chicago. DeRozan ain't getting any younger. LaVine, not really that sold on LaVine compared to other players in the competition. So Chicago and Memphis are going to go backwards. They're going to go backwards. Now let's get into the sleepy contenders. Now these are the teams that I think no one's going to say that they can win the championship, but I'm going to give them a bit of hope. I think they're a little bit of a hope of winning. I reckon they're a sleepy team. All right, we'll start with the East. Sleepy contender is going to be Cleveland. Now in the East, personally, I think it's the Bucks and Celtics. I honestly believe the Eastern Conference is a 2-horse race. I think it's Bucks, Celtics. Everyone else is way down below. But I actually think Cleveland are a bit of a sleepy. I think they would have learned a lot from last year's play-in series. I think they're going to learn a lot from that. I think they're going to improve a lot this year. And I think with Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, I think that young core together is going to be a sleepy contender. So I'm going to throw them in as a bit of a dark horse sort of team. And in the Western Conference, I hate saying this. I really do. Because in the West, I think it's Denver. I think Denver's the team to beat. But I tell you, I fucking hate saying this, but I genuinely think the Lakers are a sleepy contender, man. I think with LeBron, AD, oh my God, are we really going to have this? Like, are we really going to have dickheads in the live chat? Fuck off. Get out of here. You fucking idiots. Anyway, I fucking hate the Lakers. I really do, but I actually think they're going to have a really good season. I think they're a sleepy contender, man. I really do. we'll see what happens. I could be wrong with the Lakers, and you know what? I hope I am wrong. I hope I am wrong with the Lakers, but I think they're actually going to go all right this year. I think they're a sleepy team. All right, two more to go. MVP. Who am I predicting to win the MVP? There are plenty of guys that could win it. You've got Luka. You've got Tatum. You got Jokic, Embiid, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, you know, Devin Booker. Fuck me, Dad. Anyone could win it. Donovan Mitchell, even Jimmy Butler. But my prediction for the 2023-2024 MVP, it might sound boring, but this is just how I feel. I think Nikola Jokic wins the MVP. He won it 2 years ago. He probably should have won it last year. Embiid won it last year. Jokic probably should have won it last year. But I think Jokic will win the MVP once again. I know it sounds boring, and I'd love to say Jason Tatum, but I think Jokic is actually going to win the MVP this year. So that's my call there. Joker wins MVP. And as for my finals prediction, the NBA 2023-2024 NBA Finals prediction and who I think wins the NBA this season, I am going to go, obviously, with the Boston Celtics. They are going to win the Celtics are going to win it this year, obviously, and I'm always going to say that. But I believe that it will be a Celtics versus Nuggets finals. Boston versus Denver. It should have happened last year. If Tatum didn't get injured in the first minute against Miami in Game 7, then it would have been Boston and Denver. I'm going to go with it this year. I think it will happen. Boston versus Denver in the NBA Finals, with the Celtics winning in 6 games and the Celtics winning the NBA championship. Hopefully, that's my prediction anyway. But guys, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching the NBA Finals preview. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I may do I may live react to the opening game between Denver and the Lakers on Wednesday. We'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of your Monday night, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Anyway, guys, until then, take care. Have a good night, guys. Go to the Celtics.